What's going on, Lock Talk family? It's your boy Jason, and I'm here for another YouTube video breakdown, free MLB picks and player props for August 12th, 2024. And let's get straight into it, man. But before I go off and we start talking about the plays that I'm looking at today, make sure you hit that subscribe button, put that notification bell, and make sure you leave a comment because I put something special once again on that pinned comment down below. So definitely go look at that if you want to tap in with me, if you want to work with me and get all the picks I'm giving out to all my clients, so you get some more winners like the ones I'm going to show you right here. Tap into premium and let's go run it up together, guys. So we've had a great week. We've been absolutely killing the player props. The last two player props I've given out have been blowout winners. So hopefully I can give you guys some spots for you guys to look at in the morning before you place the bets in. Games don't start until, I believe, 6:40 p.m. Eastern time. So when you're watching this video, whether it's kind of early or in the afternoon, you have a lot of time to place the plays in. But if you do have any questions, man, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. And let's get straight into it. Let's talk about some of the plays that I'm looking at. But talk about a few spots that I like, and we may potentially play. But if you want to know exactly what I'm playing, you have to get into premium, get in the chat, join the chat. And yeah, man, I hope I see you guys there. But all right, before, it's pretty early in the morning, so let me get a drink of coffee, and let's look at the first play I'm looking at. And let me reduce my screen because obviously I am talking about the games, but the games are the main star. So first guy I want to look at is my man, Luis Hill of the New York Yankees. Not Luis Gill, it's Luis Hill. And I like his over on strikeouts today. Even though he has not been looking that great, if you look at the last 10, he's 30% over this line. And so you may ask, Jay, why are we looking at Luis Hill? I have a few reasons why, but let's take a look at the matchup. So he's been going against the White Sox. And if we go to the White Sox matchup, the White Sox have been absolutely terrible. I mean, I don't think I have to say too much. The White Sox have been the worst team in the MLB, if not one of the worst this season. And in particular, the strikeouts side, they are top 3 in strikeouts in the last 30 days, number 27. The whole season, number 24. And even though Luis has had his rough spots, he's been a strikeout machine. 90% K rate this season thus far. And if we look at some of his pitch mix, this is what I like the most. Let's take a look. His fastball, very simple pitch mix though, but he's very effective. I'll say that. I mean, there's guys here that have above 35%, 30% K rate, and then especially with the changeup, which I think will get most guys if he got his fastball location going, is this right here. I mean, the quality of the hitters definitely took a drop when they traded a bunch of guys. And look, I think he can definitely get there. I mean, we've seen I had a bet on Justin Steele this past Saturday, over 5.5 Ks. He got 8 very, very easily. And Luis Hill will also say this: he pitches pretty deep into ball games if he's obviously not getting rocked. 190 something pitches. In the past few games though, he's only pitched 5 innings. But we'll see. I do think he has the leash to possibly go even later. I mean, if you take a look at his outs line, they have his outline right now at -174, 17.5. In other words, they think he's going to go through all 6 innings. And yeah, you look at the odds. So I do think, based off the lines that at least Vegas or the books have, he's going to go 6 innings, even though he's only on 5 in a few of the more recent ones, that being against the Angels, the Phillies, and the New York Mets. I do think he'll have the chance to go a little bit deep. And when he's gone, let me see. I don't know if there's a filter for it, but let's see. But also going away, the last 2 times he's done a little bit better. I mean, he's averaging around 6 strikeouts per game. And I think the matchup is more favorable to what the line is. Is it a little bit high due to who he is and who's going against? I do think so. So it's not my favorite prop. I do think he has a good matchup. Old Sox straight around 26 K rate. His pitch mix is very, very well. And I do think based off the lines, he's projected to go through 6 innings. If he gets through 6 innings, we have a very, very good shot to get 7, 8 Ks for Luis Hill. So yeah, guys, this is my first pick, and yeah, he hasn't gone against this team, which is a positive, at least on the road, which is positive. But the last time he did go against it was in May in Yankee Stadium. He got 14 strikeouts. That was when he was red hot before that Orioles series. He got absolutely killed and kind of shot his confidence, and only went 6 innings, man. So again, I like Luis Hill. I think it's a good matchup, and I think he gets 7 to 8 Ks tonight. All right, so let's see. Now you guys are gonna hate the next few plays I'm gonna talk about next, but we got to do it, man. We got to do it. We're going to talk about my man, Andrew Abbott, and under his Ks is not the, but the head-to-head is favorable. But let's take a look at who he's going against. We got Andrew Abbott going against the St. Louis Cardinals. He is a left-handed pitcher. And look, the St. Louis Cardinals, man, they've been a pretty tough team to strike out. Let's see. We take a look at the last few weeks, 20% K rate, so about league average. He's been below under 5.5 Ks in the past 60% of his games. Take a look at the odds. I mean, right now DraftKings has that -125. I do think that's probably the best line. Take a look at the home and away splits, very, very similar. The last few games, though, he did give a lot of strikeouts, but we have to take into context who he was going against. San Fran has one of the highest strikeout rates against left-handed pitchers. Colorado, the highest strikeout rate, at least of late, against left-handed pitchers. And then the Boston Red Sox, even though they're super dangerous, they've actually been a little bit higher K rate, not much against lefties than righties, but the team in general has been striking out pretty high rate. If you saw this past weekend, Spencer Arrighetti got like 10 strikeouts against them, but he was a right-handed batter, though. One thing about Andrew Abbott is, you know, he's not a super high K rate type guy. I mean, St. Louis, again, look, 11th ranked against left-handed pitchers in terms of strikeouts. I think St. Louis has been hitting a lot better. I mean, take a look at that Kansas City series. They made it competitive. Of course, I don't think they won the series. It looked at their bats kind of backing up, or the bats are waking up, not backing up, waking up. Guys like Goldschmidt, Contreras, Arenado, I mean, they haven't been as good as they were previous years, but I do think that's just the way I've been watching the game. They've been playing much, much better. But we took a look at the pitch mix. I mean, the fastball, I think, is always going to be a pretty high K rate. But, you know, there's some guys that are below 30%. The sliders where he probably can get these guys, and the changeup as well is where he probably have the least success. I think the line is right where it should be. I think Andrew Abbott will have a little bit of a tougher time. The line's a little bit higher, though. I think 5 is the line. 5.5 is right there, but people be scared off by these recent games. But he's got against teams that have been striking out a pretty high. Miami, 27% K rate. San Fran, and then Colorado. I mean, some of the highest strikeout rated teams. If you look at Tampa Bay, see Tampa Bay Rays, very high striker. He couldn't even get 5.5 Ks. They're around 26% at least the last few weeks. The Nationals, tough team to strike out. The first time he couldn't get them, and this will be, I believe this will be his second time seeing this team. So will that be a problem for St. Louis? I honestly think usually the third time they see him. So this will be the third time they see him this year. So I don't know. Usually pitchers don't have an easier time the second time or the third time out, and especially with the way St. Louis has been playing, I do think Andrew Abbott has his work cut out for him, in my opinion, guys. So, yeah, let's take Andrew Abbott under his case. It's not -119. I believe it's -125. So I'd say grab that line there on DraftKings. Yeah, man. But, also let me mention, if you guys are looking for other books to place your bets, you don't want to have to be forced to only bet on FanDuel. Go to links down below. I have promos for Caesars, BetMGM, DraftKings, where you get bonus money for signing up. And if you do it through our links, I'll give you a week free in premium. So quick plug over there if you guys are interested. All right, so about the last play. All right, let's do this, man. I'm going to talk about this right here. Let's talk about my man, Brady Singer, and his under 5.5 K. So Brady Singer is the starting pitcher of the Kansas City Royals. And look, man, I mean, this line I think is a good line. Honestly, if I had a little bit higher, I like it. I like his under 5.5 Ks. He'll be going against the Minnesota Twins. And if you saw the last screen, head-to-head, he absolutely killed them. But this was one of them was last year, and the other one was earlier this season. Minnesota was striking a pretty high rate earlier this season, but then has definitely changed things around. Minnesota last year one of the highest strikeout teams. They basically were the Seattle Mariners of last year. Of this year. But this year, I mean, Minnesota actually has been a much tougher team to strike out. But let's take a look at the guys he's been striking out. Boston Red Sox have one of the highest K rates against right-handed pitchers. And, I mean, Brady Singer, he's a good strikeout pitcher, but, I mean, he's an okay strikeout pitcher, but Boston, super high K rate. Let's see, they've been striking out at where they at? 24% K rate. It's pretty high. Strikeouts, the White Sox, we just went over them, so not surprising. And the Rockies, another team, they strike out a lot against lefties or righties. So, but then when he's winning against other teams, and the White Sox just made him go under his Ks. The Cubs, but they got a tough team time and time out. Well, he went against them, Boston earlier, didn't get 6 strikeouts on them, and you can see it over there. So, I mean, he's been averaging around 5 Ks a game. Even on the road, it's even a bit lower. I mean, even historically, Brady Singer has not been a good pitcher on the road. Been much, much better this year. I'll admit that. But one thing I'll say that is tough is that he goes pretty deep into ball games if he's having a good time. But for the most part, I mean, I think he has a tough matchup. He's around, I would say, 50%. That's kind of like, average in terms of his strikeout rate. But Minnesota's been a tough team, man. They haven't been striking out that much this year. I mean, Minnesota's been one of the tougher teams, at least in the last few weeks, around a 20% K rate, so 11th ranked in the MLB. And if you look at his pitch mix, the slider, I mean, you take a look, it's not drastic, but the one pitch that he will have a tough time using is this sinker. And the sinker, I mean, these guys ain't striking out too much. So slider and sinker, if he can't, obviously, if he can't get the strikeout zone with the slider, I mean, he'll have a tough time putting the fastball in and the sinker, in my opinion. So I think Brady Singer has a tough time out today on the road against a Minnesota team who's been playing very, very well, man. I mean, against right-handed pitchers, Minnesota's a top 5 team in a lot of advanced metric woods, WRC plus, OPS, isolated power. So they can definitely get to Brady Singer and even maybe get him out early in this game. I mean, look at his outline. His outline is 6 innings, which makes sense. I mean, he's gone pretty deep into a bunch of games, but still didn't get a lot of strikeouts too. So remember that. He went 7 innings against a bunch of these teams. But I do think he will have a tough time, man. I think Minnesota will force him to, they'll get on base, they'll get some walks, they'll rise that pitch count. I think he'll probably go 6 innings. But I would not be surprised if he doesn't. And obviously, if he doesn't go 6 innings, it favors the ability for us to get less Ks because he'll have less chances to get outs. So yeah, man, I'm gonna roll with my man Brady Singer, and not his over, but his under 5.5 Ks. And yeah, man, those are the 3 plays I like today that I'm looking at, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to give out to premium yet. So if you want to know exactly what we're giving